I'm Coach Vee, certified life coach and personal growth expert with SVM Initiatives, LLC. So today, I promise it is going to be a fun episode full of healing and strength and deliverance because I have the comedienne Leah McBride in the studio today. I'm so excited. Leah!
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me. I'm very humbled that you asked me to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm trying to be cool because I saw you do your thing and tell jokes at Indulge. So I got a up close and personal experience of the comedienne Leah McBride. So I'm gonna try to be serious when I'm supposed to be serious, but I'm ready to laugh. I'm ready for healing. Like yes. I'm ready for all that is you today because I know you're gonna deliver. So I'm so excited. So again, thank you so much for coming. I think I know who you are, and I know that you have a huge following. But for those few people in the back who may not know who you are, can you please take a few moments just to introduce yourself to us, tell us who you are, what you do, and then we get into all that meaty stuff.
I sure will. Now, my Alzheimer's is setting in early, so which camera should I be looking at?
This you. That's
this one
me.
Right here. Okay. Well, thank you so much. My name is Leah Israel McBride. I make sure that I let people know my middle name is Israel. My father personally named me out of the Bible.
Okay.
May he rest in peace. He died on 7/7/07. He was my best friend. I grew up mostly after my parents split up in group homes and foster care.
Okay.
And I am a Cincinnati native.
Okay, then.
I am a college graduate of Cincinnati State with a 3.6 GPA.
I know that's
and, right. And a bachelor's in criminal justice from Northern Kentucky University with a 3.8 GPA.
Let them know.
44, no children. I think I'm going to end up being a foster parent because I had a foster parent. And started doing comedy. I used to get kicked out of class for telling jokes. I was voted the class clown in high school. So this is me. It's not like I saw something one day and said, I want to try to be funny. Like, I've always been the truth.
This is authentic.
You already know.
I can testify. Here. I can testify.
And I'm just hoping, my soul wind don't melt up under, these lights. Had to bring my little washcloth from the house for my hot flashes.
We'll cut the camera too if I see some slippage.
Okay,
we gotta come up with a system. I'll try to wink twice to let you know, and then we just bring in the cut for us. We're good.
Okay.
So, all right. See, I already told you I'm gonna try to be serious when I'm supposed to, because this is the comedienne right here. I told y'all, and fair warning. Okay. Recomposed. Now that the people in the back who didn't know who you are, they have a glimpse of who you are. Again, the show called Healing Conversations with Coach Vee is all strictly about people's personal journey of healing. So I always say, in order for people to understand who you are today, they got to kind of know where you came from.
Exactly.
So with that statement being made, can you give us a glimpse into maybe what made you who you are today, what got you to the comedienne Leah McBride?
I sure can. It started with my parents. My parents both worked very hard. Neither one of them had actually graduated from high school, but my dad had a great job. He worked for Klosterman as a construction worker, and my mom did mostly she worked for Jergens, I remember, as janitorial. And I believe, my parents got together. My mother basically got pregnant with me so she'd get kicked out the house. That's why I was not really conceived out of we want to have a baby. It was, I want to get out of this abusive home with my grandmother, so she got pregnant with me at 17.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest of 4 girls. And basically, the thing that brought me to comedy was that growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. And my father is a Hebrew Israelite. So we were raised as black Jews, which, if a lot of people don't know, if you're black, your ancestors were Jewish, but we'll talk about that later.
Another
episode. So, growing up, we didn't eat pork, and, we had to pack lunch on days when they served pork at school. We couldn't have chemicals in our hair, just the different things that set us apart. but we were very intelligent. My father was a brilliant man. You know, he served in the military. He didn't have to go to college. My father was absolutely brilliant. And my parents, as we got older, their marriage got more abusive, and as a result, my mom, literally, she waited till we got a house. Now, she didn't leave my daddy when we was living in the projects.
Right.
She didn't wait till we get a house, right, and a dog and a yard in College Hill,
right,
and pack up one day when my daddy was at work and just left.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and moved us in with our the abusive grandmother that raised her.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I've basically been subjected to abuse ever since I probably was about 7 or 8, you know, and it tore my father apart, because my father, till the day he died, I talked to him 3 hours before he died. My father was an excellent father and a wonderful man, and that's why I think I've never been hit by a man. You know, I don't even think a man crazy enough to raise his voice at me. Everyone out there listening, thank you.
I feel that. So Dad gave you a pretty good example of how a man should treat you as his child. So that's why you set the standard before you open your mouth that men knew don't come at you that way.
Yeah.
But you grew up experiencing different levels of abuse as a child and into your young adulthood or early adulthood, or?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, and then I myself, I be, you know, as I got older, you know, I was put in foster care, and I went through various group homes and foster care. Tried to take my life several times.
Wow. Okay.
As a child. Had 2 heart attacks at 17, and I died twice. It was a pulmonary embolism. Okay. 2 blood clots formed in my legs, went to my lungs, went to my heart. Had 2 heart attacks. They said I was dead. They called everyone and told them I was dead. Come review the body. Yep, I was at Children's Hospital.
Wow.
And my heart just started back beating, and my leg muscles had collapsed though. So I didn't know until 2 weeks after I got out of intensive care I couldn't walk. So I tried to get out the bed, and I fell on my face on the floor. Well, we found out my leg muscles collapsed from trauma heart attacks. So I had to learn how to walk again, and that was the most painful 8 months of my life. They told me I would never be able to walk again. I learned how to walk again. They told me I would be MRDD and not be able to finish school because of lack of oxygen to my brain. I did mention I had 2 degrees with 8 averages.
I know that's right.
So God is my doctor.
Yes. So I want to put this in context for everyone. I have 2 teen girls, and my oldest is fastly approaching 17. So our conversations are about sew-ins and senior pictures and prom. But you're telling me at 17, you experienced basically death, 2 heart attacks, blood clots, and then, just like Lazarus, you was resurrected again at 17. And then still graduated high school. I went back to school in a wheelchair. They opted to give me the option to be homeschooled. I said, I'm graduating with my friends. And honey, I got in more trouble in that wheelchair than I did when I was walking before the heart attack. That's because they didn't expect you to do. That's what it was. Wow. Okay. May I ask what high school did you come out of? I graduated from 2 schools, actually. I graduated from North College Hill, which was considered my home school, and I went to Scarlet Oaks for early childhood development. Okay, North College Hill, them Trojans. You know it. Okay, then. Okay, Trojans. Okay, but we'll show them some love. Okay, moving on. So you overcame all of that and, again, had to learn how to walk again. Yes. Even though you were verbally told you wouldn't walk, and that you would be MRDD. So that's a powerful testimony in itself, because we know that life and death is in the power of the tongue. That's right. But before we even get to that, it's up here. If you choose to believe what someone's speaking upon you, and you at 17 said, nah, no deal. That's powerful in itself, and a testament to who you are, who you were at 17, and developing to who you are today. So my little 50 cents of kudos to you, because I don't know if at 17 I could have been strong enough to overcome what somebody with a piece of paper and a degree told me that I would or would not do. You understand what I'm saying? So that's, again, the comedienne Leah McBride. That's awesome. So when you overcame those things, going into 18, 19, your 20s, your adulthood, was life perfect from that point forward? Oh no, it was
it was hard, especially because first I went from a wheelchair to a walker to 2 crutches to having the option of walking with a cane or with the penguin-like limp, and I chose the limp because I thought I was too fine to be walking around with a cane at 17. So I just had that little limp going,
right,
until I strengthened my self up, and I didn't go to college right away. I was working at Martin Luther King Academy, and I was teaching preschool. And I worked there for 3 years. She never gave me a raise, and I asked for a raise. So she said, on your next paycheck, you'll get a raise. Well, I looked on my paycheck, and it said $6.05. I said, well, clearly this must be a clerical error. Let's go fix this. So I went upstairs and talked to her. I said, Miss Fletcher, what's up with my raise? She said, it's on your check. I said, yeah, it shouldn't be 50 cents. She said, no, 5 cents. I said, you giving me a 5 cent raise after being here for 3 years and opening up at 7 o'clock and going home at 6 o'clock in the evening, and you wasn't paying overtime? So I went down to the Department of Labor and got my money for my overtime, and I went to Cincinnati State and took the entrance exam and went to school and quit there and started college, and I didn't look back.
I know that's right. So what kept you going? With some people choose to use that type of, not even that detailed type of life experience growing up as an excuse to not be better.
Right.
What kept pushing you to say, nah, this ain't it? I'm gonna finish how the story ends. What kept pushing you during that difficult time?
First, because my father always told us that we were beautiful African goddesses. Secondly, I was the oldest of 4 girls, and I always felt like I had to set an example for my sisters. I got a lot of whoopings for my sisters I didn't deserve because they said I wasn't watching them. How I'm gonna be responsible for 3 kids when I was a kid myself?
Right.
That's another episode.
Right.
But by me being the oldest, I just wanted to set an example for my sisters. That's why everything, me going to college, everything I did to show my sisters that just because where we came from does not define where we end up.
Yes. Can you say that one more time slower for the people in the back?
Just because where we came from does not define where we are going.
Absolutely. That's powerful. Because a lot of people get stuck. And I don't mean just physically stuck, mentally. They get stuck. They get stuck and keep reliving and recycling and rehearsing those experiences because no one has taught them that they can choose to come up out of it.
That's right.
I love that. So now that we have a better context, I want to get to who you are today. That Nubian goddess who's sitting before me in all her comedic glory. Let's learn about who Leah is today. Her strength, her power, what she got going on. Tell us about it.
All right. Well, today, as I said, Leah is a college graduate. Leah is currently recovering from a car accident that a girl was talking on her cell phone hit me. Leah is God-fearing. Leah is motivational.
Yes.
Leah I love the world, but I particularly have to love on my young black women, because when we have people like Nicki Minaj telling them to be Barbies, which they didn't even make Barbies of color until just recently.
Well,
there's nothing Barbie-ish about our hair texture or anything. And I want all of our young women to embrace and love who they are, whatever weight you are, whatever size you are, whatever skin color you are. And sadly, people think me being light-skinned is like, I think I'm better than, I tell everybody I'm dark-skinned on the inside. I would have been one of them light-skinned slaves sneaking the good food out to the field slaves. I don't, and I come across a lot of light-skinned women. I be like, okay, now I see why they feel this way about us. I be like, you do know, we all in the field now.
Right.
Especially since this presidential election.
Another episode. I'm going to say it first, another episode.
But I'm a comedian, so I can get away with things like that. Oh, carry on.
Well, thank you. So everything that you experienced bringing you to who you are today, again, as I mentioned, I had the pleasure of seeing you up close and personal do your thing. So let's talk about your comedy and how it is used to heal yourself and then possibly heal those in the audience.
My comedy comes from clearly pain. Because I used to be made fun of when I was younger because we didn't have the latest fashions and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I used my comedy to deflect and roasting kids like I was a good roaster and I was a tomboy.
Okay.
My sisters had dolls. I wanted G.I. Joes and Transformers and little rifles. So, and basically just when I would be in group homes and foster homes, that's where it started.
Okay.
Is making the other kids laugh. Especially when us that didn't get weekend visits and we're sitting watching these kids leave for the weekend and come back and tell about all these wonderful things we've done. And we might get taken out to the movies by the staff, but basically we in these group homes and foster homes. And I would just make the kids laugh and just do whatever I could to make them laugh because I knew we were all hurting and God just put something in me. And I don't want to tear up, but I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful that God let me use everything that the enemy meant for my bad to turn around for my good, and to see people smiling and be able to make people smile. And when I do shows and I get standing ovations, I literally cry on stage because I don't even write for my shows anymore. I just do bullet points of topics. Because I used to just write, and drive myself crazy. Then I would get on stage and deviate from a lot of stuff I wrote.
Anyway, right.
Yeah, and I realized I talk about life. I talk about real stuff. Stuff people can relate to. Ain't nobody got time to be writing no knock-knock jokes. This ain't no knock-knock times we living in.
Absolutely. And I can attest to that particular night. I don't think there was anything you talked about that I couldn't relate to either from my past or present or that's happened to me since I seen you in October. Because that's October 20th. I looked it up. It was when I first met you and saw you on stage at Indulge. I think that type of comedy though is therapeutic or healing. Because you're being able to come from a space of, hey, this is where I was. I can tell you about it, so you can't use it against me. I'm cool with it. And then we can relate to it, so it's healing to us as well. Do you get feedback like that from shows you've done or can attest to that statement?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. I get even feedbacks from my Facebook posts.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because, I'm very, very transparent.
Yes.
And you know that.
Yes.
And I'll have people, tell me, I had a bad day, or I got fired. I didn't even want to, come out, and I'm so glad I came to see you. I didn't think I would laugh this hard. One of the most touching ones to me was two ladies on two different occasions after two shows told me that day they were contemplating suicide.
Wow. The same day.
And because I incorporate the foster care and everything into my comedy, so I can let people know, like, hey, look, this ain't no suburban girl up here.
Right.
I come from the hood.
Let's be clear.
Yes. I was hustling at 14.
Yeah.
I'm her. I did a lot of things that I needed to do to get by. And when people come and tell me, basically, I saved their life. Like, whoa. So that whole thought of me, when I was suicidal, wanting to take mine, it's like, Leah, you can't take your life. You got people watching you.
Right.
You got children looking up to you. And if that's the way you handle your situations, then I would be letting down so many people. But not only that, I don't want to go to hell because I can't even handle these hot flashes. You see, I got this rag behind me. I don't know what hell is like, but all I know is I ain't doing no dishes.
Right.
Or nothing like that. I don't know how it's set up. But I just don't like the way Lucifer get down, and we wouldn't get along anyway. He'd probably have me in a tunnel somewhere. I wouldn't have nothing.
There'd be some problems.
Wouldn't have nothing to drink. Water evaporates in heat, so yeah, it wouldn't work out.
How does that? I'm listening to you, and it appears that it could be a weight per se to know that people are literally hanging on to what you say and your comedic relief. But how does that make you feel to know that you real life save people's lives?
It's a gift and a curse. I feel like it's a gift because it's a blessing, but then I feel like I have all this responsibility. Like I gotta make sure I don't let these people down. They're paying attention to me. They're watching me. They're listening to me, you know. And I'm even the way I choose words and what I say on Facebook today, you know, I used to be a little provocative. I will say it, I was a little extra. You know, I upload a lot of pictures with cleavage and stuff. I apologize. You know, God has laid his hands on me and I now know better.
Well.
But you know, the way I move on social media has changed. And it used to be where I couldn't get off of social media. And now I get off social media 2 or 3 days because I'm fasting and I'm praying. You know, I have a bigger power to answer to, and I have to put my time in to answer to the Most High, because without him I am nothing.
Yes, yeah, I'm loving it. Okay, goosebumps, and I'm trying to make sure I stay focused and on task, and I'm just loving it. I want to give acknowledgments and shout outs to a mutual friend that we have that connected us for this, and that's Tony.
Tony Jenkins. Love him so much.
I want to give a shout out to him so that when he watches this, he'll hear that we said his name.
Yes.
What's up, Tony?
I love you, Tony. And he bought one of my DVDs.
Yeah, we're going to share that with the people as well about your DVDs. Before we get to that, though, I want to just spend a little bit more time highlighting what brought you. I know you said it came natural and that you were, in my opinion, a comic relief to the kids that were in foster care with you, to kind of distract them from not having those weekend visits that everybody was coming back bragging about.
Right.
As you became an adult and you got out of the foster care system, how did you feel about the children that were still there or the children that were coming back? Do they know who Leah is, or we need to make that introduction?
Oh no, they know me because I went back to work for the agency that I came out of, which is Lighthouse Youth Services. Shout out to Lighthouse Youth Services.
Yes.
I went through their independent living program. They thought I did so well that I came back to work with the young people and run the training class for the program. That job gave me the opportunity in 1999 to go to the White House with my boss, Mark Croner. I love you, Mark.
Okay, Mark.
Yes, and he and I went and for the Foster Care Initiative Act when the Clintons were in office, and I met with Hillary Clinton and Tipper Gore, and it was a bill passed giving kids medical coverage until the age of 21 instead of cutting them off at 18, because I was one of the ones that got, you're 18, pay your own medical bills. Excuse me.
Right.
I flash turn, break. I'm so real. People know this is a washcloth from the house. Sure is.
Whatever you need, Leah. Whatever you need. Whatever you need.
And the water break. Go ahead.
So now that's something I didn't know about you being instrumental in getting those extra 3 years. You know, for kids who turned 18, I'm still being covered with medical care. And then I ain't met the president or even got close to the president, and you have that on your resume. So
oh yeah, got the pictures and the newspaper articles to prove it. And I was in 2 magazines, Family Circle and the Cincinnati magazine.
Not the Family Circle. That's the throwback.
I know, you know that's a throwback.
Family Circle.
I was like, oh,
we gotta dig that up. So. Oh my gosh, like I said, I didn't know that about you, so I just learned that today. So let's talk briefly about your DVD, because they telling me our time is crunching down, and I feel like we just got started talking. I want to make sure we get to talk about your DVD.
Bow!
We got visuals.
It's called, and it's called Leah Got Jokes, which is also hashtag my website.
Okay.
The name of my website, www.leahgotjokes.com. And I want to give a shout out to Stephen Lester, who has done so much for me for my cards, the DVD, the filming, and he will be managing me soon.
Okay.
And I have these for sale, and if you want to, you can hit me up on Facebook, Comedienne Leah McBride. Go to the first page, don't go to page 2, because I don't even use that page. It was too much toggling back and forth.
Okay.
The page is open to the public. You can inbox me, or you can also call me at 513-678-9130, or you can email me at mcbrideleah08@gmail.com. Thanks for the plug.
Leah means business. In case y'all didn't know, Leah means business.
Like, I've been hustling all my life.
Serious business.
That's right.
So do you have any shows coming up this year? Anything scheduled?
Actually, I do. A lot of my shows are out of town, praise God. And I only say that because And I'm gonna say this to the promoters and the comics that book shows. One, could you all please put more females on the show?
Yeah.
Y'all have 5 men and 1 female.
I've
Like,
seen that.
you know, y'all want to do the equal opportunity
I've
things.
seen that,
And y'all know I be killing these shows. Why y'all
Yeah.
want to book me? I'm not trying to out funny anybody. I'm just doing me.
Right.
Secondly, why is it that I gotta go out of town to get paid more and get more love than here in my own city? I went to Georgia, came back, killed it for 4 years, and came back like I never even left. Some people been showing me love the whole time. Some people that I put on when I was up here act like they don't even want to respond to my messages. But to you, I say God bless you and all your endeavors and everything you do, because what God has for me is for me, and can't nobody take it away from me.
Hashtag.
Some of y'all mad though. Some of y'all just mad.
Okay then, so she on Facebook, and tell us your website again.
My website is www.leahgotjokes.com. Well, you'll see like little biographies, some pictures, some clips, space where you can book me or leave comments or just whatnot. It's a really nice website that was designed by Stephen Lester.
Okay, I don't even want to even say anything else because you just so nicely put it to everybody, the haters and the supporters. You just wrapped it up so nice. So I just want to leave it at that for the comedienne Leah McBride.
Exactly.
You made it easy for me today. And I'm so appreciative again that you came out with the things that you got going on. You still made a choice to say yes and to bless the space with your presence. And I appreciate that, sis. I do. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, it's small, but I do have a token of appreciation.
I love gifts.
So wristbands are all the rage now.
So
as y'all already know, regular viewers, we have wristbands to give our guests just to commemorate you coming here and sharing your story, your funny story with the serious elements. It says Healing Conversations
with Coach Vee.
Yes,
which will go on my right wrist because I am right-handed.
Okay.
And I have knocked a few people out with this hand, so this is my most powerful hand. So we will put it on the powerful, dominant hand.
I like that. I like how you broke that down for everybody. So, okay, we got to have Leah back because this time was like just too short. And I feel like we got more that we need to tell you about Miss Comedienne Leah McBride. So please don't forget to check her out on Facebook. Cop a CD. I'm going to be copping a CD to put in the whip. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at Healing Conversations with Coach Vee. So we're also on YouTube at Healing Conversations with Coach Vee. So next week you have to tune in. I have a certified martial arts expert coming in to share his story and telling us how he got into the martial arts field. So OMG, again, thank you again for the millionth time, Leah, for gracing us with your presence. Thank y'all for watching on Spectrum and on YouTube, Healing Conversations with Coach Vee. That's me, Coach Vee, certified life coach and personal growth expert with SVM Initiatives, LLC. We'll see you next week.
I thought you wanted me to give a statement.